Thing rolling. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. There's even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Setting up, all wood, all right the sounds, lest it be edified. Done and dusted. Oh, that's good. Alright, let's get a sound test. Shalom. There go David too.
Shalom. There go David.
Let's check David 1. Time is 1 minute and 25. Let's check David 1. David 1 has sound. 1 minute 48 seconds, so around 2 minute mark. Alright. First and foremost, Kal, Halal, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Recha, Kodash, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Shalom. Double honor to Elder G, Must Great Millstone, Shalom, Shalom to elect of the 12 tribes, just scattered abroad. Greetings, we call ourselves the hopeful elect. Why? We know how the elect are in these times, so this is going to a part 2, By faith, we believe we are the elect. Call ourselves the hopeful elect. We don't know who the elect are, Put on there for as the elect. Flesh out what? Resting. Hope the scripture says in Psalm chapter 16, verse 9. Alright, go back to Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 4. And this is a part 2 for Alas for That Day is Great. Chinese, Moabites, they got their robots. 4. Jacob's trouble, even the Israelites in China are going to go through Jacob's trouble as well. We're in the beginning stages of it, but it has yet to heat up. And Jacob's trouble is unlike any other time we have experienced ever in the entire world. No one else shall there ever be like it, or just in the beginning stages of it. Then to 12, this one goes into it. It's going to be like a time unlike any other. So for edification's sake. Daniel chapter 12, verse 1. Alright. Daniel chapter 12, verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince will stand up for the children, the word there for children in Hebrew is sons, will stand for the sons of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, that's Jacob's trouble, such as was never since there was a nation, even to that same time. What's it say? Even to that same time. Never been a time like this, even until this time that we're living in now. The crescendo of it is going to heat up. And at that time, thy people, who is Daniel's people, the true children of Israel, possessive what? Possessive word here. Thy people, Israelites, shall be delivered. Everyone that shall be found written in the book. The elect. See the word there, children, Hebrew sons, begins with the men first, but the elect lady and her children. So because the elect men, the elect lady will be delivered as well. If Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, first and foremost, you choose for the man, and it trickles down to the woman. Jeremiah chapter 30, verses 4. And these are the words that Yahweh spake concerning Israel and concerning Judah. Israel and concerning Judah, both the northern and the southern kingdom, all the 12 tribes. For thus saith Yahweh, you have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. Trembling, terror. Let's see what the etymology for trembling is. This mouse is slow. Control C, Control V. Involuntary rhythmic contraction, shaking in hands, arms, or torso. Trembling. Etymology of trembling. Let's see. What brings trembling? Fear. And the Most High is what? The King of Terror. What is terror? Terror means the most extreme amount of fear you can feel. Trembling, shaking, to tremble, to shake, quiver. Often due to fear, cold, or emotion. What you say here? fear. Of fear, trembling because of fear. You see a spider, you might say, "Ooh, that's scary, shocking," but you're not trembling. So this ain't your normal fear. This is extreme fear, and not of peace. War, great evil, evils. Gonna be stuff. There's stuff going on in the news now. Well, in that day, the news is gonna be cut down. But if there wasn't news, it's gonna be like the biggest news. Most High, Yahweh Hashem is gonna be getting news from the angels. All of it's going forth in the news. Like a spiritual in the news. Because the angels, they're gonna do the judgment and go back to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. They're gonna pour back to Yahushua. However they do, it has been done, Yahushua. I have smitten down this person, smitten down this child. That's like the news, like in the heaven of heavens, spirit war. What Apostle Paul called what? The third heaven. Spirits created for vengeance. Sirach 39. Let's get that. Sirach 39. Spirits created for vengeance. Except this time, let's get the DRB version. Douay Rand's Bible. Yeah. Let's get into it. For the spirit. There are spirits that are created for vengeance, and in their fury they lay on grievous torments. There are spirits. What are spirits? Spirits are angels. So there are angels that are created for vengeance, and in their fury lay on grievous torments. So meaning what? These are angels that have been what? Created to bring torture. These are angels of torture that have been created to bring vengeance. Appease the wrath of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai that made them. That's what that means right there. Let's get the old KJV. Scroll on down. Sirach chapter 39, verse 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance. Angels created for vengeance. Angels of torture created for vengeance. Which in their fury, they're going to have what? The fury of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai put upon them. The righteous indignation, anger of Yahushai put upon them. Lay on sore strokes. Let's go on to the definition for sore real quick. Sore means like to what? To extra. That's not your ordinary whip no more, ordinary beat. This is extra. A sore. Let's get adjective. Adjective. Because this is an adjective right here. Physical pain, tenderness, inflammation, mentally distress. Something causing distress. Typically due to overuse. That's what it's giving me. Physical. I'm looking for the adjective. Refers to pain or annoyance. Causing pain or distress. Full of pain. So these stripes, these strokes, these justices are going to be what? Full of pain, suffering. In the time of destruction, when it's time to bring what? Vengeance. And Jacob's trouble, we're in that time now, Jacob's trouble is what? Going to what? Increase. So when Jacob's trouble is what? And an increase. Evils and only evils, like an Esdras. And written within and without, what? On the book in Ezekiel? Full of woes, full of evils. Evil is what? Bad times. The scriptures speak about the end watcheth for thee. That is the time of destruction. There's times of destruction every day, but Jacob's trouble is going to bring more time of destruction. They pour out their force. These angels, they're going to get down. They're going to do the jungle boogie. They're going to do the soul train of vengeance. You wicked 2/3 out here. You're going to have the time of Esau's. The time of Jacob's trouble, Esau's going to be in trouble as well. Just say it like that. And these other nations, they're going to also be what? In trouble too. But this time is called Jacob's trouble. The scriptures don't speak about, Esau's trouble. But Esau will also be in trouble during this time too. Just to prove that Esau's trouble. Just to prove the point, it doesn't appear in the scriptures, like that. Esau's trouble, and I hated Esau. That's not, it doesn't speak about Esau's trouble. But they will be in trouble as well as these other nations, and appease the wrath of him that made them. So this is going into the time of Jacob's trouble. You got that Chinese robots over there in Moab. If they have that over there, what do they have here in Babylon the Great as well that can have revealed unto the people? If you go into Sun Tzu, Art of War, because Esau is a cunning hunter, the scripture speaks about. Cunning means what, He's wise. Let me see if I can get it. Alright, y'all all rough to get it. Alright, Sun Tzu. Appear weak when you are strong, and appear strong when you are weak. This is a quote by Sun Tzu, Art of War, because remember, war is about what? It's basically hunting your enemy to what? Take them down. Except, sometimes the hunt can go what? Confrontational, clashing together, which is similar to like a hunt. And Esau was what? A cunning hunter. He has his tactics. Going back to that serpent in the garden with the spirit of the Edomite, that old serpent, which is the devil. That's from the Esau Edom. That's going back, to the garden. That serpent was what in the Hebrew? Nachash. And Nachash goes into what? Sorcerer, observing, watching. Esau, he watches. He's that sorcerer. He speaks with what? A sorcerer's tongue. Watching. He told Eve this, that, and the other. A lying, cunning, sorcerer's tongue. Sun Tzu, Art of War, because, when you're in the military, like the generals in them and the higher ups, they're supposed to study all this. Sun Tzu, Art of War. I believe they actually have to study Sun Tzu, Art of War, to be more specific. So Esau will know about this. Appear weak when you are strong. So when you are strong and mighty, appear weak. And when you are strong, and strong when you are weak. So if you're weak, you're frail, appear strong. So no, they'll say don't attack him, he's strong. But when you're strong, appear weak. That's deception. That's that cunningness. That's that serpent in the garden, lying, misdirection, and psychological warfare. It advises manipulating an opponent's perception to hide vulnerabilities, discourage attacks, and create advantages, unexpected opportunities for victory. Unexpected opportunities. You attack somebody, if they don't expect it, you have the element of surprise. Sun Tzu even also spoke about that as well. Fall like a thunderbolt. Sun Tzu, let your plans be dark, which means what? Hidden. That serpent in the garden, sorcerer. The scriptures speak about that. The counsel, they woe to them that seek deep to hide their counsel from Yahweh. It goes into, about being in the darkness. They seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord Yahweh. See if I can get that on screen. Woe to them that seek deep to hide their counsel from Yahweh. Isaiah chapter 29, verse 15. Yep, this is it. This is that dark I was speaking about. Isaiah chapter 29, verse 15. Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from Yahweh, their plans. And their works are what? In the dark. And they say, who seeth us and who knoweth us? So their works are what? In the dark. So Esau does this. Let your plans be in the dark and impenetrable as night. Give the element of surprise. And when you move, fall like a thunderbolt. You come with what? Unexpected opportunity. Just like that serpent in the garden came to Eve. However, what it went down. But that serpent was what? Watching. That serpent didn't say, Eve, I'm planning up to have you eat this knowledge of evil, which is, the knowledge of wickedness, learning about wickedness. Eve, I'm going to have you learn about this so you can both fall. That serpent didn't do that. His plans was dark and impenetrable. And when he did get to Eve in the book of Genesis, as you see about, that plan fell like a thunderbolt. It worked. And Adam fell, and now we are here. Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 6. Ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail a child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces turn into paleness. Ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child. Are all these men pregnant? Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, They're like this, like a pregnant woman with the labor pains. And all faces are turned into paleness. NLT goes into that beautifully. Jeremiah chapter 30, verses 4, Bible. In the same way that serpent came in the garden, the same way they're going to present the MOTB. Off topic, but it's still an important point to bring out. Jeremiah chapter 30, verses 6, NLT. Now let me ask you a question. Do men give birth to babies? Then why do they stand there, ashen face, hands pressed against their sides like a woman in labor? Let's go back to verse 4. I got a battery charger right here. Bear with me. Yeah. Nice charging. Jeremiah chapter 30 verses. And Salakia is a bit crooked. Can't fix that. Oh. It's the best so far. Yeah. That's good. Jeremiah chapter 30 verses 4 NLT. This is the message Yahweh gave concerning Israel and Judah. Verse 5. This is what Yahweh says. I hear cries of fear. There is terror and no peace. Verse 6. Now let me ask you a question. Do men give birth to babies? And why do they stand there ashen faced, hands pressed against their side like a woman in labor, like a woman giving birth? Verse 7. In all history, there has never been such a time of terror. Daniel 12:1. It will be a time of trouble for my people Israel, whole nation. Yet in the end, they will be saved. Who was that day? That day is the elect. Shalom, brother.
Shalom.
How about Shimon Shai Prakta, by Shimon Kankodai, Shalom.
Shalom.
Brother Kasab Bakaya, Shalom. Alright, let's get you set up, brother. I won't do the Kasab Bakaya because the lesson's already going
Okay.
so far. Because I got the screen recorder anyways.
Come and just join me.
Another brother join me. So yeah, that's the time of Jacob's trouble. It's going to be bad. Let's get them Chinese robots again. Low willing, stay on subject.
Come.
Brother, go to either 2nd Ezra 15 or 16. Bring out a precept there for Jacob's trouble. And man, Chinese. Wow, Chinese unmanned aerial vehicles. Oh my goodness. China's army trains with robot dogs and attack. What?
China is training for urban warfare with armed robot dogs and attack drones. The drill plays out in a mock city with alleyways, bunkers, barbed wire, and concrete barriers, explosive-laden ground vehicles.
Alright, let's get it. Slack here, bear with me. Alright.
China is training for urban warfare with armed robot dogs and attack drones. The drill plays out in a mock city with alleyways, bunkers, barbed wire, and concrete barriers. Explosive-laden ground vehicles blast through defenses, clearing the way for troops. The idea is to send machines into the most dangerous positions first, reducing the risk to human soldiers. On the ground and in the air, these systems operate together, tracking targets, adapting in real time, surrounding defenses from multiple directions. It's a glimpse of how future battles could be fought, street by street. China is training for urban warfare with armed robot dogs and attack drones. The drill.
Hold that thought right there. Bring on a precept, brother, if you want.
Yep. 2nd Ezra 15 and 17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able.
They can have what in these cities? Drones. Let's get you two, because there was a thing. Can a drone go into the school? Pew, 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 pew. Can a drone take down one of those people? Let's see if I can get it on screen real quick. Drones take down school. You see the words on screen. Can these tactical drones stop in seconds? You see the video right there, 1 minute 48. So Esau's gonna come down with what? Great wrath. Get Revelation 12 and 12, brother. No, we brought that out already. Reaching that 20-minute mark just about.
What if one aircraft could carry tons of cargo, fly for hours, and release multiple drones midair? That's exactly what the Jotian drone is doing. This new system is designed as a drone mothership, meaning it can deploy smaller drones while staying in the sky for up to 12 hours and covering distances of nearly 7,000 kilometers. What makes it powerful is its flexibility. It can switch between transport, monitoring, and drone deployment in one mission. That means faster operations, wider coverage, and smarter coordination, all from a single platform. To dive deeper, click the link to watch our full video, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also, you can visit our website, spaceinews.com. Thank you for watching. See you there. What if one aircraft could...
Fair use, fair use, fair use. It's not for profit or anything. This is educational. You know, the Copyright Act under... Just kidding. Bring that precept out, brother.
Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time.
Go on to that great wrath, brother.
Great wrath. His great wrath is intensification of Jacob's trouble, and that great wrath, that MOTB, RFID, micro C hit. Jet.
Okay. Say that one more time so I get the cameraman went out.
Yep. That great wrath, that intensification of Jacob's trouble with these drones and robots and coming against the children of Israel, trying to get a hold of the elect. And that micro C hip, his MOTB, RFID, micro C hip.
Okay. You supposed to come out what? Great wrath. Get that one. America. Asia. Partaker Hope Babylon.
Drones are said to have 40 minutes of battery and can be controlled in a swarm using a HUD display, arguably more effective than an MLRS. Chinese drones.
So we're seeing that these Moabites, these nations, they're coming what? They're coming against the true children of Israel. They're going to be. They're doing it now, but it's going to come heavier. Jacob's trouble. You know, you're seeing the brutality from the POLS and you know the CE. Now we're going into some news. Bring that out.
2 Esdras 15:46. And thou, Asia, thou art partaker of the hope of Babylon, and art the glory of her person.
Yep. Hoping of Babylon. China has been what? Helping the Babylonian. Babylon. America. Babylon the Great. But get that one. Not greatly despised, but we're seeing now America is becoming greatly despised amongst these other nations. And then after that, we'll just go into some news right here. It's been trending news. That'll be the end of the lesson, no will.
Obadiah chapter 1 verse 2. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised.
Yep, that's who was at America. Obadiah 1 and 2.
Yeah, huh.
Bear with me 1 minute while I get it on screen. Obadiah chapter 1 verse 2. What was this like again?
Obadiah 1 and 2.
Yep, behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Who has been made small? America, Babylon the Great. Thou art greatly despised. You know, we're seeing these Moabites help who? The Persians. Ezekiel 38. The Persian is who? Iran. Against what? America and its least of the flock, which is the state of Israel. 1948 Balfour Declaration Treaty. Exodus chapter 23. This is BSB, Berean Standard Bible, verse 27. I will send my terror ahead of you and throw into confusion every nation you encounter. I will make all your enemies turn and run. I will send a hornet before you to drive the Hivites and Canaanites and Hittites out of your way. So the Most High did this already, you know? But we're seeing what? Yeah. I will not drive them out before you in a single year, otherwise the land would become desolate and the wild animals will multiply against it. So let's go into some in the news real quick, and some news real quick. We're seeing what? Israel got swarmed by what? Bees. Now these ain't like a hornet, but you see what? These are bees. So you can liken it to what? The time is short. If the Most High did that, the Most High did this before we entered, the Most High did this, when the Israelites was going for the land of Israel to take it. And it was a gradual process, not in a single day. If you liken it unto these times here, it's almost like what? A sign of the end times, because it is a sign of the end times. And the last thing, second Esdras, Apocrypha goes into what? The wild beasts shall change their locations. Let's see. Wild beasts change locations. Second Esdras chapter 5 verse 8. You can bring it out, brother?
Yep. There shall be a confusion also in many places.
These bring confusion.
And the fire shall be oft sent out again, and the wild beasts shall change their places, and menstruous women shall bring forth monsters.
The menstruous women bringing forth monsters going to deformities, but also these, as they call Hawaii, and they be like monsters too. While there shall be confusion, you're trying to go to work with a bunch of bees everywhere. You can't open your car. That's confusion. And the fire shall be all sent again. That's going into, the Most High judgment. And wild beasts shall change their locations, places. Bears where we live. Next thing you know, there's bears in New York City. That's prophecy right here. If the Most High sends bears in New York City, that's prophecy. We don't have bears and lions in here. That's Africa. Sees a lion come out the zoo. And the rest of it. Jaguars are coming from South America getting into the U.S. I remember that on the news. Let's get rid of these tabs right here. Oops. All right. Let's hurry this right here. Google. All right. Jaguars coming into USA. Let's get it. Yep, wild jaguars are returning to Southwest, and with several males, including a new individual in late 2025. You see it, Arizona's border, they're coming up, according to reports, migrating from North Mexico, offering hope for species recovery despite threats from border wall construction, habitat fragmentation. Don't be surprised to see a jaguar in the city. Is that everything you wanted to bring out, brother?
Come on, brother, that's everything.
All right.
Come.
Let me get this. And on that note, Shalom. Ka halal Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai B'Shem Echad Kodash Brakta Yahweh Brakta Yahushai. Shalom.
Shalom.
Devon to Elder GMS, Great Millstone. Hold fast, keep safe, let no man steal your crown. Pray, repent, read, fast, study. Plus, see that read the scripture speak about. Hold on to your truth, watch the videos, meditate, study, and repeat. Your crown is what? Your crown is the block of salvation, revelation. When Yahushai come back, he's literally going to crown elect man, pursuing the second Esdras. Shalom.
Shalom.
All right. This thing takes a while. And